And we are back. Yes, sorry for the slight delay or the slight ahead of schedule or whatever you want to think of it because it went back and forth. The whole idea is we want to get the matchup as quickly as possible because we are back with more of the Beyond the Summit Summer Cup. That's right, Liz. We have arrived. Okay? You don't get to eat, you don't get a drink, you're just back in for Alliance versus Espada. And, I mean, I would like, I don't know about you, I like a best of 3 that goes to 3 games today. Come on.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it either. Like, we had the first best of 3, well, being sort of a very fast 2 games. So that wasn't really... I mean, the games were fine, but still, you always kind of want that deciding third match. It's always much more interesting to watch. And these 2 teams are... I don't know, I kind of expected Win and Rain and X-Kingwin to be... let's say, like, I expected those games to be much closer than they really were. I expected the Polish boys to put up a better fight, as I really respect them and think they're a good team, but they still are, no doubt about it. But maybe it wasn't their day or something like that, because Win and Rain just stomped over them. Here we have Espada and we have Alliance, teams that are quite evenly matched as well. We have Alliance playing with Taiga, Boxy, Miki, Koiko, and Senia. Which nickname did I pronounce wrong, by the way? Is it Mike?
Okay, so I got sent an informative little cartoon in Sweden, like Mecha and Mike. So it's Mike.
Mike. It's Mike.
Mike. It's like the important part is at the end. It's like Mike. Which is like confusing because like I'm pretty sure like most people would look at it and say Mickey. It's Mike. Mike.
All right.
I think he tried to help us with the CK in there, the caps, like cut off here and then Ke, the Mike. But then it'd be Mike, right?
All right. Whatever. I'm gonna call him Mikey.
Back to Mikey, guys. Like we should just force this on him until he has to change his name. That's the only way to go about this.
Completely disregard everything that he's trying to make us say. Oh, all right, Mike.
But you know what we can't ignore? We can't ignore the draft. They pick a Beastmaster to start with, Boxy special. Most offlaner special, to be honest. But
we haven't really seen him. Like in the last series, he wasn't even banned. This guy was banned. This girl was banned in every single game so far, though. Winter Wyvern, people just realized how strong this hero is on either the dual off or the dual safe. Can be 4 or 5. Does the same amount of work, so the hero is, yeah, like a strong laner later on in the game can make a difference with his heals, with her heals, and the ultimate. So overall, a nice hero versus Beast too, as it's kind of decent on the lane versus him.
What is
overall,
this with
Beast
you and like trying to correct yourself constantly? Like you just want to call Wyvern a he. I've noticed this like 3 times in a row now. You're like she.
It. I'm trying
be
to
whatever
be PC,
it wants.
man.
Just include everything.
I'm trying to be PC. That's all. Leave me alone. So Winter Wyvern, he, she, it, whatever, is pretty decent, and it's a top pick. And we see some other top picks banned out, like Crystal Maiden and Bloodseeker. And we have a Doom. All right, so basically a Wind and Rain special coming out here. And it's most likely going to be Winter Wyvern and Doom laning together, because these 2 heroes, they bring so much damage and so many slows. You have the Arctic Burn, the slows, you have the Splinter Blast, then you have the Doom with the Infernal Blade, and plus if he gets a good creep like an Ursa or even a Setar, that lane is so difficult for anyone to stand against. So overall, yeah, a really good opening from them. Beastmaster, on the other hand, I respect the hero. I really think the hero is well-rounded, brings a lot to the table. Maybe not as meta as these 2 picks from Espada, though. So we'll see how Alliance wishes to proceed with these picks. Their Chen and their Wisps are banned out.
So say it's kind of interesting you say that Beastmaster's not meta. It's not that he's weak. Like they did nerf him slightly, but he's still he's the cookie cutter offlaner, right? Like he fits any drop.
No, like maybe it's a wrong expression that he's not meta. He is. This hero is still strong. Like they tried changing him, but people still find ways of making him work. The axes are just way too strong. The debuff that you get from them is just way too valuable. And then you have someone like an Elder Titan maybe comboing with you there and just hitting for even more damage because of them. Well, not necessarily because of them, but overall, you have these two huge right clickers on that lane. And I wonder, because this is most likely a position 4, as that's where Elder Titan excels at. I wonder if we might even see a Phoenix as the position 5, as they do have, like Espada, they have somewhat of a bird, right? So it's only reasonable to respond with a bird of your own.
Are we like stuck in this now?
One. They have the ice one. You have to take the fire bird.
It's okay. Like maybe you just you ruin the balance. You take Jakira, then it's too much ice. But I mean, in fairness, they do play a mean Phoenix on the side of Alliance. It's saying one of the more known players now for his Phoenix
look at
spamming.
This. They banned out the Lycan, they banned out the Troll. So 2 heroes that deal exceptionally well with the Troll with his ultimate and base attack speed just destroys the egg. Lycan, very hard to just contain. He runs around in shapeshift so fast that he can get out of the range of the egg. And if you maybe position your egg poorly and he's just gotten into his shapeshift, it's very easy for him to clear that egg. So overall, it's kind of falling into place. And it's not only that I like the Phoenix so much, it's that we know that Alliance likes to draft it a lot. So
can we just rewind for a second and think about this for a second? Because what we're essentially saying here is something we didn't really think we'd ever be saying through this tournament, which is that Alliance banned Lycan.
Yeah, Alliance banned Lycan. It didn't work for them though, man. Like they gave Koikwa that hero. It was Koikwa that played it last.
Yeah, he plays it,
and they lost. So
the weird one though is that they banned it after the Lone Druid got banned as well. So it was kind of like an interesting. Well, actually, no, they had the ban first in there. Yeah, so that got banned afterwards. So it's gonna be interesting where Koikwa goes. Are we gonna see this? I don't want to say predictable, but it kind of feels that where they go towards a Nature's Prophet, because you usually feel where you can see Alliance going when it comes to Koikwa heroes.
Rip Koikwa hero pool. Right
yeah,
now.
It's just kind of disappeared.
Yeah, like they banned the Nature's Prophet and they give him the courier to control from now on. I'm kidding, man. This guy is an awesome player. He has more than these 3 or 4 heroes that we see him play often. Like he has more in that pool. Witch Doctor, all right. So we get some sustain, and it's definitely Winter position 4. This Witch Doctor is giving that away, but we kind of already could have anticipated that because of the Doom Winter Wyvern potential. So you have this super aggressive potential on your offlane between the Winter and the Doom, and then you have the Witch Doctor with a lot of sustain on your safe lane if he decides to go for that sustain, because at the same time going for casks and maledicts are that's not such of a bad idea either versus Elder Titan and Beast, as they're both melee, so you can deal with them in that way. If you get some more DPS from your carry, that could work.
Sounds like you're suggesting a Luna. It sounds like you're hinting at a Luna there.
It could work.
It'd be a little bit pressured against the Beast though, right? Like
Beast and Elder, they could just stomp her, but at the same time, Witch with the cask and the healing, he could help out. So this hero opens up a lot of possibilities for them. Witch Doctor is a kind of a hero that just allows you to go a bit greedier on that safe lane than you would usually be able to. So I like that pick. I like that snatch.
Kind of like we're seeing him come in as Warlock falls out, right? Like Warlock was doing that already. It's like, hey, this lane was going to be hard. Let me just throw a Shadow Word on you, and you are good to go. Now it's just Witch Doctor. He casually heals both of you while still aggressing.
He just casually stole Warlock's position. He stole his job. He took his job.
It was kind of casual, but at the same time, I mean, Ice Frog, he kind of helped. Whoa, there he is.
There we go.
We were about to say, who cares about Warlock anymore? Apparently, Alliance do, as they do pick that up as their post 5.
All right, so decided against the bird. How I see this is, let's just see, Luna. All right, you call that one.
Look at that.
So we have the Witch and Luna, and on the other hand, we can also go a bit. Well, how greedy can you afford to go? You're playing versus Doom and Wyvern, but Warlock, very similar to Witch Doctor, allows you to go. Tinker. All right, Tinker.
Okay, that's one way to push.
Yeah, that's not what I actually expected. But Zeus is already banned, and now you just need to ban Storm on Alliance, and you're set. You can play this Tinker. So Espada kind of put themselves in the corner with banning that Zeus. They cornered themselves a little bit. There are still ways of dealing with Tinker, but it would have been a lot easier if they had an opportunity to snatch either the Zeus or the Storm. And most likely I'll see Alliance banning that out. However, Alliance, they have this Warlock. I wonder what their last pick is going to be. They need a carry. They need a carry, though, that does some work. Because this Tinker is kind of late to come online. So you need someone that's going to create some space for him until he gets those travels and that dagger and starts joining these fights. But at the same time, you could perhaps afford to go a bit greedier as you have that Warlock.
They do have the flexibility in regard to the pick as well, because they do get a decent amount of push from the Warlock and the Beastmaster anyway as the game goes on. They can easily take towers.
Espada is... They ban out the Void. I mean, Void is a decent ban, I suppose. You have the Wyvern to deal with it a bit. But overall, they're in a rough position. Storm is banned as we anticipated. And now they have to figure out the way to deal with this Tinker without having two, let's call them, main counters in the current meta.
Okay, they go for the Gyro. This is the hero that every time we see it at the moment, it just feels like people have forgotten that the patch has changed this hero.
Yeah,
it's not the start of the year.
Yeah, I really can't. It's so hard, man. Like, the hero is all right, but it's one of those heroes that even Warlock, I don't think that even Warlock can save him on this lane. One Infernal Blade to the face and Splinter Blast, and he's already 50% HP. So even those spams from Warlock, even with that, it's gonna be hard for him. Maybe they had some safer options, but the hero is all right. You can still make it work. You get that Agonist or whatever.
Okay, they round out with the Pugna pick. And I feel like there's... Right now, Alliance, they have the advantage of having the Triangle farm, right? Like, that's great for both the Tinker and the Gyro. But I am concerned about the kind of acceleration of this Luna through the mid-game that we might see. Like, it feels like Tinker needs a good start to his lane, and then you need Boxy to have... Like, he needs to propel forward hugely. He needs to create a lot of space for Mike to get farm.
Like, Boxy has a rough job this game, I feel. Like, he has to do so much for his team. And at the same time, I think Espada is going to be trying to... Like, they haven't found a hero that can respond to this Tinker. So instead, what they did... I mean, Pugna... What you can do with this Pugna and this Luna is you can maybe set the tempo of the game in such a way that there's no time for this Tinker to come online. And, I mean, he's going to come online eventually. You can't stop him completely. But maybe they're setting themselves up for such a strong performance in the early to mid game that this Tinker, once he comes online, is not as valuable to his team, as his team already got kind of destroyed. If that doesn't happen, though, Alliance can certainly take this.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like that case of typically if you can take enough towers quick enough, yes, you'll still get your Tingle Boots to travel, maybe even gets the blink, but typically there's this vulnerability stage once you start doing that split pushing where people can't jump on you as often because the towers are still up and people can still defend. But if you take those towers quick enough, suddenly there's this very exposed point in the game for a Tinker.
Exactly. And if they manage to catch him a few times because of that exposure, it could go very well for Espada.
Well,
but these lanes, though, this Wyvern and Doom, I expect so much from them. Are they gonna try? Taiga is running top. Is it? I wonder if it's just gonna be a rune fight, because usually you don't really want to try lane. So
it's an interesting way to try and deal with the threat of the Wyvern Doom. And I guess it depends how much you want Mike to have a good start. But at the same time, it's going to be at the expense of Boxy, I feel.
Of Boxy, exactly, yeah. The problem is, you have this Warlock. He's not really your best offensive tool. He's defensive. And if you combo him with the Warlock...
Oh, no.
If you combo him with the Tide...
Insania just made a huge bundle there.
Yeah, from the low ground even. it's not really something that you want to do ever, especially when you have no vision on them.
And they actually, look at this, they've got 3 heroes up here as well, so they're going to try and match up a try.
Yeah, it's not try on try. This is definitely giving it away. It's just the rune fight. I believe it's just going to be the rune fight, and that's all.
I think it has to be. Jara needs those early levels so badly.
Yeah, and Witch Doctor has to help his Luna, so this isn't going to be any sort of a try on try. In my opinion, it might happen, but unlikely.
Depends how crazy everyone in this game is feeling. And it looks like Alliance did actually get 3 of the runes because they left Luna bot alone.
Yeah, she didn't really try to contest Moxie. And I understand that, because the Wild Axes, he throws a few and then suddenly he deals so much damage, she can't really contest that. So she would have lost way too much HP.
So there we go. It's going to be 2 lanes as Tiger is moving down to the bot lane now.
Yeah, he's going to help his boy Beastmaster, and Warlock and Gyro are just going to be left alone on top.
I think the interesting part is going to be this mid lane, because both of these heroes are frustrating because they can interrupt your CSing, right?
To say the least, frustrating. One makes you miss, the other makes you unable to attack. God. End me. These 2 heroes, it's so disgusting to play against.
It's kind of interesting, actually, because it feels like to start with, Poifa definitely has an advantage. He has a quicker animation, and he does more damage than Nyx, so you can actually aggress a little bit harder on a Pugna than Pugna can onto you.
It can go both ways. It's a skill-decided matchup, I think, like the way they play. Bottom lane, Boxy and Taiga, there's a cask on Misha, there's no voodoo restoration, so these first few levels, this first level actually, can go the way of Alliance. They could force out a lot of region. They haven't really succeeded at doing that, though.
And there we go. Voodoo comes up. Suddenly, this lane's a lot harder to kill, and they will get very aggressive towards you instead.
Yeah, Boxy is already on 3 tangos. Super low.
And the problem is, like, you need to shut this down, like, this lane down the first 2 levels. Because, yes, you eventually come on with yourself, with the stacks, with the Elder Titan's damage, but that takes a few minutes to get there.
Yeah, you never wanna, like, you always have to take in consideration that Taiga is gonna get a lot of damage from the creeps eventually, and then this Witch Doctor might be in problems. Oh, speaking of Taiga.
Taking a lot of damage from Taiga, and Taiga in return getting pretty low here. But once again, it's the Voodoo Restoration. It's always the difference. That's why this hero is so damn dominant at the moment in these laning phases.
Yeah, he tried to go aggressively there, but accomplished almost nothing. They just heal up instantly with Voodoo, and Witch Doctor is already on 100%. But the Spirit is taking away his clarities, and that's a big deal. Definitely. Stopping those clarities from regioning Witch Doctor's mana so that he cannot Voodoo, that's actually great.
It's actually Tiger's on point as well, interrupting the pulls. And it should be in time to start stacking these camps. He kind of needs to. It feels like you're giving it over to Loon to an extent, and Tiger, cast coming out. LTW does have the Listen Beam available, we'll be able to get right on top of Tiger with the Storm. It's only a short one though, he needs to move quick, it's going to be a close call. He gets him the first blood, the Lunar Blessing was more than enough.
Without that blessing, no way. That was so close.
That was the level 2 blessing, that's why.
Yeah, and he has Stout as well, like, no other way. Like, in every other scenario, he doesn't die there, but a nice stomp as well that he did, but just wasn't enough. That Lunar Blessing gave him so much damage. I
mean, in fairness, you don't expect that, though. You don't expect the level 2 Lunar Blessing over the level 2 Lucent Beam. Usually we see 1 point at the moment, maybe 2 on occasions, but there seems to be a big focus on Lucent because that can force people out of lane.
Usually you don't, but when you're trading these last right clicks, it's just so valuable, definitely. And it makes last hitting a bit easier too. So overall, we haven't seen much in this laning stage so far. Tinker is winning mid, and he's also stacking the jungle for himself. I mean, not convincingly winning, but he has a slight edge over the Pugna. A Pugna that got an arcane rune now. It's insanely good for him. Top lane though, like, not a lot of pressure from Immersion and BZZ. And they did get that Ursa. That's actually very interesting. Yeah, I expected a lot more from these two.
I think it's a little bit frustrating because in this type of lane, yes, you can do a lot of damage, but it's the Shadow Word. The Shadow Word just basically evens that out. The problem is, speaking of those problems, bot lane, Tiger. Mishap happens, and he actually gets caught out.
T-Tors. On top lane, though, Mickey.
Like,
very low.
Getting him pretty low. But this is the thing. It just resets again. I was just, like, the point I want to get across, kind of important one, is this lane goes on.
Bottom lane, Boxy.
Boxy, he's gone. They see him. They kill him. He actually... Did he use a salve as well? I heard that salve. He did.
Yeah, he did. BZZ on
Meanwhile,
top,
getting low. Mike chasing on him. BZZ does use the scorch stuff to move away, though. And it's just suddenly, after a few minutes of contemplation and silence, all these lanes just want to kill each other.
Yeah, they just exploded. Calm before the storm, man. That's what it was.
I think I finally get that point over, though. That Insania, as it goes on, yes, Shadow Word gets stronger, but he's not getting the best XP, which means eventually Gyro's not going to be protected by the Shadow Word anymore.
Yeah, but bottom lane, Taiga from behind.
LTW gets caught. The axes fly through as well. They're going to get on top of him here. LTW take a lot of damage, but they're not blocking him out. And Lunus, they are pretty speedy.
He should be fine.
They're baiting in Tiger here. They're baiting him in. Cask didn't bounce out. They haven't got enough of the Maledict, though, is the problem. The Cask still bouncing, though. The Lucid Beam Tiger. He gets caught out, and now Boxy just has to full-on retreat. This is a horrible start.
These first few skirmishes just went their way. They've been like doing really well, and top lane
they dive him. The claps come out. He's gonna start hitting the flak. It's gonna be a close call, but it's still gonna fall. BZZ in a little bit of trouble, stunned up. Immersion gonna try and buy some time with the cold embrace, but Tiger does arrive. They should be able to finish him off. They need to get that stomp off. They will get him. Insania gets the final hit, and BZZ retreats through the back route.
Well, he died, but they are now 3 on top, and they should be able to secure his farm. However, because of that, this beast that hasn't had the best game either is gonna have an even harder game as he's left alone.
BZZ? I don't think they can get him. A little bit too far away. That would have been critical as well because he didn't have the scorched earth for 20.
Yeah, he's fine.
It's all in all, though, it's actually, despite how the outlanes are looking a little bit grim for Alliance, it's still actually not going as bad as you'd think for them because Tinker is off to a good start. And that
he's doing well. He's doing well. However, this Pugna is going to start pushing. And that might be a problem. Because he does not have his travels. Oh, Misha running Koikwa.
Koikwa, gets hit by the Maledit. The Cask gonna come out as well.
Blocks.
He has to TP away. Life Drain coming out. Oh my god, they get him! Koikwa! Not as tanky as he thought he was, as Nyx just evaporates him. Meanwhile, top jumping in. BZZ getting low. Mike needs to move across quickly to try and get rid of him, but the Scorched Earth will heal him up. The Shadow Word is not really counteracting the healing he's getting from his Scorched Earth. Mike? What about Mike? Why are you screaming his name? You're just obsessed with it now, aren't you? BZZ will escape. Insania needs to move away. The Cask comes out. Misha wants his kill on the Tiger. The Tiger will zone them out with the Echo Stomp.
Right.
Are you just screaming
while
Mika?
That's happening, Nyx is taking mid, and he took your tier 1. And now after taking that tier 1, he's gonna decide to go top or bottom. And he's gonna pressure you, Mika. Be careful, he's coming to your lane, man.
You sound like you're having a stroke at it. Mika! Like, calm down.
They told me that's how I pronounce the name, man. They forced me to pronounce it. I was calling him Mikey or Mickey or whatever. And now I have to pronounce some weird Swedish way.
At this point, look at his net worth. I think Meek is quite accurate because he's not really gonna like at this rate. He's gonna fall behind, not have the impact he's looking for. But Tiger, the Cask. He'll stomp up. Nyx slows it down with the decrep. They might still be able to get this. He's got the Never Blast available. They need to slow him down. The Maledict's gonna come out. Just tap him with a life drain. Just do it. Do it, Nyx. There it is, Tiger. Oh, he's gone. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be close. He'll live. He's gonna survive.
He's living. He's living.
Level 1 Maledict, boys. Meanwhile, on the other side, Insania gets caught up. Never Blast kills him off. And Mika. Cooldown comes in. The Rock Barrage out. Misha's trying to stand his ground here. The Cold Embrace will not save him. Mika will fall afterwards. But Nyx is getting low as well. So Decrep just to stay alive. Immersion won't be so lucky as the tower just brutally eviscerates him there.
Oh, he gets a double kill at least. So some gold going Mika's way. So he did get something out of all of that. It's not
Tiger's coming in. He's got the stop. Nyx. This child is way too fast. Okay. Please do not let your children go above 319 movement speed. That's just dangerous for their health. Meanwhile, mid. Koikwa. Cask is bouncing. Misha getting on top of him here. He's got the Maledict now, but is it too late is the question. It is. I mean, there's no tier 1 here, but you've not really going to keep up with the Tinker.
you kind of forced him at least to go back out of here, but he's gonna be happy to do so. What he says is, okay guys, I can't farm here, but I made myself some stacks. I'm gonna go to the jungle and finish my travels there. And a decent timing. No soul ring, but 10-minute travels. It's alright. Bottom lane Boxy.
Pinging him. Lucy Beam comes out. The Maledict as well. Misha, he's got the cast. He'll throw it out. 1 or 2 hits. Might get him low enough that the Maledict does really matter here. They dive the tower. Voodoo Restoration means Misha doesn't even care. And pop goes Boxy. Now, here's the big surprise. And actually, Nick's just pinged it because he thinks the stack's happening here. And Tiger's finally moving across to do it.
Might try to go for the bounty, but there's Misha there.
Koifa, laser coming out. He's seeking missiles because he's gone for that build focus around the martial machine. It's not doing much, though. And, like, my point I was going to get across there is that's the first stack we've seen Tiger do in this area. And it feels like his presence in the off lane, its lacklusterness would have been offset if he'd just been stacking here. And it would have been perfect for the Tinker and the Gyro. And speaking of that Tinker, they come around the back. The cast comes through. The Maledict, the Deep Crep, the Everblast, and the Life Drain just to ensure the Koifa does not get away this time.
This isn't so great for you, especially as Mickey's farming the jungle, so you can't farm there, and now you're pressured. We talked about these towers dying. They open up the map for Espada, and it's much easier for them to get these pickoffs. However, we have a smoke coming from Gyro. We have level 6 on Insania. They can go for kills here.
Emotion's being greedy. He might pay a price here. The Stomp's going to hit. The missile's going to fly through. The Doom comes up. Mike gets cooldown out first of all. The Fatal Buzz, and they drop the rock. The damage! LTW's going to fall first. And it looks like Immersion's going to stay alive for the time for the Cold Embrace, but they roar just to kill him off, and BZZ will escape with that Scorched Earth. But they'll be happy with that, especially since the Doom got used to chasing still. The heat-seeking missiles coming through. The Spirit close enough. It'll kill him off. BZZ, no, he lives. Nyx, will he be so lucky is the question. The cast bouncing out. They need one more hit and the Tiger will be able to find it. Misha. No, the mischance. Misha doesn't get it. The Stomp coming out just defensively to make sure they don't chase. And Boxy going a little bit deep as BZZ turns around after the Shrine usage. The heat-seeking missiles coming through. It's going to get him low enough. The club from the Golem makes sure that that missile gets the kill for Koifa.
That was so greedy from BZZ. The reason why that Luna died is definitely because he went in after. Like, he went in so deep to doom that Gyro. And that smoke popped. They had a ward there. They saw... Who was there? They saw the Warlock being in that fight. So they had to expect that Golem to drop. And BZZ just lured his Luna into the fight because he doomed the Gyro. She tried to go in for the cleanup and just miserably failed, died in a matter of seconds because Insania used such a great rock, and the Fatal Bonds level 4, they just evaporated.
That's the crucial thing here. He actually skipped even putting a single point to upheaval. That max Fatal Bonds done some decent work. They did clip onto the creeps as well, which just helped melt through these heroes quicker with a cooldown.
They're doing a pretty good job with these stacks. There's always something stacked for Mick to farm, and for Tinker too. So overall, the network game, yeah, it's not great. He's 1k behind the Luna, but
Misha?
The lane stage was really hard.
Misha is so deep here. And he went for that deep ward. He did not even get spotted. They ping it out in the end because he revealed himself.
Misha is a boss, man. He doesn't care. The Switch Doctor, look at him.
Voodoo Restoration, man. 1 point's enough.
He can barely walk without this help of his staff. And he still zones them out. He shoos them away.
Alliance getting beaten by an old man. I mean, that's not a good sign.
Old Doctor.
Old Doctor. Okay, he's a doctor. That makes it better. Okay. Yeah. Surgically destroys them.
And they're losing this top lane as well.
We said about this.
Just standing here and just... Yeah, they don't have, like... the problem that Alliance has now, like, they have to deal with this. They have to deal with the tempo that Espada brings with their team. Because this Luna, she can already fight. With that ultimate, she can join these fights. And Pugna, of course, what's a Pugna gonna do? He's just gonna spam your towers. And this Doom, look at him, just walking behind.
No one wants to come.
Yeah, like you can't even contest your tier 2 falling. And that's a very bad place to be.
And we've talked about what Wyverns do with the push out. And that's exactly what's happening. Tinker, though, Wyvern's showing up. Needs to be careful here. I think a lot of damage from the ward alone. Yeah, I dare you to Soul Ring again. That's right, just TP out. It's the best choice you can make here. But they had to come respond because they were trying to push on the bot tier 1, but Immersion alone was keeping the entire wave pushed out.
Oh, Tinker porting in an Immersion Seer. He's behind. He can catch him if he wants to.
No one's coming across, though. He's just going to slow down the push again. Just continue to be really frustrating for them.
I mean, he's just farming here. He's not only slowing the push, he's actually getting a lot out of this. Yeah, he's kind of low now. Has to heal up. But he's getting a lot of levels and a lot of gold too. And meanwhile, Pugna is just continuing this push on top. They have to react to this. And they have to do it before the tower falls.
What do? They're going to smoke up. That's what they're going to do. They're going to try and move in. The Crep comes out. Life Drain Boxy. He just disappears. Doesn't even get the promo off. The drop gets dropped only on Namisha alone. And he might fall still. Missiles coming through. She finishes him off along with the talent. Smoke! Misha!
Oh, what a god.
He stays alive. And they do stop the tower push, but they just lost Boxy. They had to use the rock, and the tower's almost dead still anyway. And look at this. LTW coming in with haste already. And meanwhile, what's happening in the bot lane, looks like Koifa finally found Winter Wyvern, but Life Drain out. Insanely just evaporates again to Nyx. He's doing way too much damage with this fail. They can just push this. There's nothing to stop him now.
Well, there is something. Tinker did just kill Immersion, and because of that, he has his dagger finished. So perhaps he can position himself a bit better on top lane to outpush that lane if he wants to. We'll see. But overall, that rock, how unfortunate. I understand completely what Boxy was doing, but he's just not there yet. He's not tanky enough to walk in and get sutsed by Pugna and survive. Like, they tried to bait on this Beastmaster because they were smoking up. And Boxy, he had to be aggressive there because if they go on him, then Warlock can have an optimal chaotic offering. But the problem is, Boxy just died so fast that they spread out after, and that rock just hit Witch Doctor. Unfortunate for Alliance.
This is one of the scariest Pugnins we've seen in a while. Just the amped up damage coming out from that Veil.
Bottom lane, BZZ. They're
dumping in. BZZ got the scorch out. The Prime Roar coming out on top of them, though, will ensure the kill. And they'll be able to get the tower as well. The Storm. Cast bouncing. Tiger, is he still going to chase with the Maledict on him? He's feeling like a little brave boy. But for good reason. Koifa's here. And like you said, that Bling Dagger. Finally, they're able to do something on the map.
Yeah, unfortunately, Pugna did not have a port, and Luna just decided to stay on top. He actually has no port on Luna either, so
he's been farming their jungle for like the last 5 minutes. It's been, wow, 3-4 minutes. But
yeah, he has that Manta now. Does he? Actually, not. He needs
no. He's got a little bit of time to go before he has it. But the point is, like, he's farming very well. And yes, your Tinker's finally, you know, breathing some life into your team. You're able to start making some moves around the map. But there's always been multiple issues right now for Alliance to deal with, and the other one is that Luna is not slowing down the farm rate.
The problem is this Gyro is not keeping up. Like, he's farming fairly well, but like he just doesn't do as much as Luna in the current patch. I feel like he's going drums Aquila BKB. Like, he has to fight, and it's all right. I understand that, but is he gonna be able to do as much as this 9k Luna already? I think Tinker is kind of the one that has to carry the majority of the weight on this team.
I think you're right. Like, this is the type of hero comparison where Gyro needs a BKB quicker than Luna. Luna, she gets a little bit more lenience because Eclipse makes her scary. And yeah, Tiger's gone. Just instantly disappears. He should have known they were coming because you've got a tier 1 sitting here and they want to claim it. But this goes back to the point. Like, Luna doesn't even have to be involved in these kills. They have so much kill potential without her. Koifa. Oh no, he made a mistake. The Decrepifier's going to come out. The Doom. No, he can't get Vision BZZ. He can't get the Doom off in time. Koifa barely escaping there. But look at this smoke wrap around Alliance. They want to fight now. The Prime Roar's failed. They throw out an immersion. Can they get him quick enough? Those are going to be a question. The cooldown coming in. The Doom on the back foot, though. They're looking for Koifa in return. But Immersion will not even fall. He's the Witness Curse. Now Boxy needs to run away. The Decrepifier coming out along with the Nebulast going to get him low. BZZ might turn around, hits him with the Infernal Blade. And we'll try to get the kill on Amisha. The upheaval's not good enough. They drop the rock. The Eclipse coming out on the side. But it's not really going to find any kills. He hits the golem mostly, and now the split as well. Tiger needs to escape. Never blast down. And he will just be melted by the life drain. Mickey trying to get out. Cannot make it. Chases for more. They want to clean up everything that's left of Alliance. They'll find Insania as well. Boxy will escape. But you just reached this turn point in that fight where Alliance ran out of gas and Espada just cruised on through.
I expected Alliance to do so much better there, man, because Tinker escaped and they were smoking up. So they smoked up as Alliance and they were coming to connect to Tinker anyway. And then Tinker even made them go so deep behind the tier 1. But something happened there. I'm not certain if Tinker ported in the wrong direction or he hesitated to get out of there, because BZZ, he missed that Doom, but he continued pursuing him. So he caught him with the Scorched Earth, and the Tinker just got doomed and just died there. He died at the start of the fight, even though he was the one in the right position and Doom wasn't. So I don't know, interesting movement patterns coming from Koikwa there in that fight that cost them, I believe, that whole fight actually, because he died and he did nothing the whole.
And they might die here again. Boxy, they know about him, they'll slow him up. Lindelof going across, they'll stay on one spot. They even use the Death Ward to ensure he dies. But this is, I mean, already, just Alliance, it feels like they've kind of lost a little bit of momentum after that last fight. Because, let's face facts, right? 3 heroes went after Koitfa. Koitfa should have been out.
Tiger,
like you said, he comes back, gets caught. Tiger, actually, he's going to die as well.
Yeah, he gets caught too.
But, like, to finish that point, because it's so important what happened here, is they threw everything they had on Wyvern, right? Half of the team in Espada was not even involved in this, and they still couldn't do anything. Speaking of Wyvern, the Witness Curse coming out to Mike. Insania's here, but BCZ moving across will net him up on the spot. Shadow Blade out, carving him hard with the Infernal Blade. Looks like Mike is going to fall. The Maledict means he knows he's not going home alive.
I love how Insania came in, gave him Shadow Word, used Arcane Boots
My
for
job
some
is
reason,
done,
even
bye.
though, yeah, he gave him Arcane Boots, even though, like, he's full of mana. Just like saying, here you go, I gave you everything I've got, now goodbye, I'm done. Oh, Boxy.
Boxy's fine, but barely. That Veil, like we said before, is so damn scary this game.
They're doing so much damage. They're doing so much damage to them, and they're bursting them down so hard. The biggest issue is the Stinker that we expected to carry most of the weight. Like, he's carried nothing. He's been... Yeah, he died in the start of that last team fight, which was so crucial. And off of that team fight, they take 3 towers instantly.
It's definitely grim tidings. Like, yeah, this Tinker can give you that high ground defense, sure, but he's not exactly at a point where he can scare them off indefinitely. And they might just look forward to the Roche soon and then go straight high ground.
He's not there yet. He needs the Sagonims. Oh, they're gonna fight here.
Maledict out. They throw the Doom and the Death Ward as well just to ensure the kill. The Sleep's gonna come out eventually. The Earth Splitter through as well. But Mike, he should be fine. The Shadow Word is gonna make it very close here. But he'll survive.
Well, the Doom has been used. So, silver lining for Alliance there. They kind of made them use one of their biggest spells. Biggest cooldowns at least. So it's gonna be maybe easier for them to commit in a smoke action or something like that, as they have that chaotic offering still.
It's kind of awkward though, because we usually see this sort of play, right, where like the team ahead
gets a little bit green.
Oh, the blink away, Boxy. He wanted that Prime Roar Immersion just being the most frustrating person to kill this game.
Yep, good reactions. Quick fingers by Immersion there. Just blinks out as soon as Boxy blinked in to roar him. And the first attempt of aggression was dodged by Espada, and that cooldown on Doom is, well, still 80 seconds. It's a long cooldown, but it's running.
It puts pressure on Alliance to try and make a play though, and every time, look, they're just trying to merge it again. He's just got that blink every time. He's just wasting their efforts.
This hero does so much. This Winter Wyvern, just standing here and pushing out this wave, it does so much pressure on Alliance. I can't even describe how much pressure it creates for them, as they can't deal with this one hero that's pushing in mid, and you can't smoke out through mid. You can't make any sort of an action, and you're just stuck on your high ground.
Oh,
because of
Boxy, no.
Winter Wyvern.
It's the nighttime vision that's screwing him over this time. They almost got it right there as they interrupted the blink with the Astral, but
just another miss. At least the silver lining, at least, is the fact that this Tinker is farming. But that's also a very big problem for you. This Tinker, he's blinking very far from... Wait, Boxy?
No. He's fine. The scan comes out.
So this Tinker, he's porting on the shrine. He's blinking very far away and farming these creeps, these lane creeps that are coming your way.
Boxy needs to be careful. Maledict's on top of him, throw out the Primal Roar, but he's already too low. Just blow up again! Misha looking to move away. The Winner's Curse coming out to make sure Mike can't chase through. Misha will fall in return in the meantime. But Nyx will get out, so they won't mind that trade at all, especially since the Primal was used. But they jump in. The cooldown coming in. But what about BCC? He's so damn tanking. The Doom's coming off cooldown. Quiffer needs to be careful. Mike getting low here. He will stay alive for the time being the Shadow Word. But no, LTW just walks in and shreds through him. Chasing for more. Insane is getting low. Lucent Beam, one more hit. They get him. Double kill for LTW. And how convenient, because the creeps are pushing in, and you've got multiple heroes dead.
You have two main ways of defending, though. You're not going to defend versus Pugna, but you have Elder Titan and Tinker to defend. So these two heroes are, well, the most important assets that you have when it comes to defending high ground. It's still very hard to defend against Nyx and his Atrolan's Pugna, as he's just going to spam that blast from very far away.
Well, we saw it in the previous game. Luckily, for the side of Alliance, this game doesn't feature a Morphling as well. But it does feature a Luna. And the problem with that is that once they converge towards the Roche Pit, she just gets a few seconds on your high ground at this point in the game. She's hitting for over 250.
Yeah. 250.
250.
Over 250.
Okay, I need a few 50s.
250, please. 350. When she starts hitting for 350, it's when it becomes super dangerous. She has that Eagle song though right now, so she's becoming even stronger, and they can opt to go for that bit. The thing is, like, if you're Espada and if you decide to go for that Roshan, you're giving them an opportunity to walk out of their base and to contest you, or to just walk out of their base and get more map control, just more vision, more wards, de-ward your wards. And it's kind of a risky movement because right now you're choking them out. You're in this bottom lane.
Nah, he's fine. He's moving away. Boxy already used the blink to get into the tree line, so LTW shouldn't feel too friendly. They're pinging him though. Well. Oh, Lizardbeam comes out. It's jumping on Insanely here. Needs to be careful. We'll get rid of the rocket straight away. And they had the drums just to retreat. But BCC's here as well. Oh, Boxy jumps in. The Prime Roar coming out. They drop the rocket as well. RTW's going to disappear. The Doom goes out in return. But no, RTW, the BKB. He gets the Eclipse off and he actually lives. They're moving across right now. Tiger, though, the winner's curse coming out. Somehow, this Luna lives through this. No. Tiger will now die as well. The Death Ward down. The disarm won't even matter. He just gets blown up by Nyx again. And this is just rinse, repeat for the Pugner. He doesn't care who is on the meal list. He will eat it all up with this combo.
They had one way of killing that Luna, and that's in the roar, in the primal roar. Perhaps you get a great jump on her. Perhaps you use the rock after the roar to kill her off. And the stars aligned for them. It was great. But eventually, it ended up as being a debate, as that Luna used her BKB. Then she got healed up by the Witch Doctor and survived on like almost 10% HP or something like that. So overall, feels bad for Alliance, honestly. I'm not biased or anything, but feels so bad because they did the right thing. They moved out of their base properly. They baited properly. That Luna went in, and still they just couldn't get a kill off on her. So
this is like a Game of Thrones type siege where they're just sitting in their castle. There's a huge army outside, and they ignore the fact that they're even there. But Boxy, he came out. He tried to scout. And he'll pay the price, and everyone should probably retreat back into their base. Immersion, they're tugging onto him. They're going to bring the cooldown, the throw, and everything. They're sick of this goddamn Wyvern. They'll find him. But can they find anything additional? Koipa feeling a little bit excited, just blowing all those heat-seeking missiles out. We'll force Nyx away. But look at that. That just made space for the Roche. You get the kill into the Wyvern. Don't get me wrong. You got a decent amount of gold from it. But now you've got a Luna with Venegas. Now things get concerning. And to go back to the point I was making, it's like you're sitting in your base. The siege is coming. Eventually, you're going to run out of food in this metaphor, which is you're basically just going to come to a point where they just break down the doors and just completely massacre you. And that's approaching fast now.
I completely agree. We don't be fooled and don't overestimate this Aegis. It's good, it's great, but at the same time, the BKB is the only way she hits high ground, as there's Agnes right now on the Tinker. So overall, the Aegis is fine and great and dandy, but once that BKB is down, this can't pop.
He just got netted. BZZ moving in with the Infernal Blade. Tiger, they decide not to go deeper. It's not worth it for the Elder Titan, they feel.
This BZZ is doing so much with that troll. Like, it's insane. Like, it's not really a hero. It's not really a unit that you want so much
Boxy.
on Doom.
He needs to be careful. He's been caught here multiple times now. He has to know that it's not safe to go to your jungle anymore.
With this and Snare, he's been caught more than often. With this Troll Warlord creep that Doom ate. Like, it's not really a creep that you usually want, but...
We've found a tower, actually. So they got out on the map. They find the tier 1 top. They're applying a little bit of pressure. They've done it!
We got the tier 1,
Alliance
boys! We
took
got
a
it.
building. It's 2018 and it took this long. It's a little bit concerning when you say those things together. LTW. Has anyone got a Quelling Blade? I don't think they do. This is...
Blink in there, BCC. Somehow.
Yeah.
No, there's immersion.
Immersion can break it with the landing.
On top lane, though. Nyx.
Oh, Nyx alone here. Needs to be careful on the back foot. They do lose Misha as... Misha? As Boxy just jumps in. They might chase some more Nyx. Needs to be careful. Koipa's here. Goodbye to you, good sir. And 1,000 gold going the way of this Tinker. And suddenly, Lifeline starting to appear for Alliance as Espada just start to split up and look for clues, thinking they're the Scooby-Doo gang.
Well, BZZ's here.
Oh, dust comes out. Boxy needs to be careful. Blinks away from LTW. He'll kill off his little bird. And the rocket's flying through. LTW needs to be careful here. Nice man to dodge.
A snare? No, a snare.
No, drum's just a retreat. On the back foot, they're looking for Koifa. He should be able to escape this, though. BCC, BCC. No, he couldn't get across in time. If he just thrown the drums, but it's a crapshoot. It's your final drum charge. You want to get value guaranteed out of that.
Yeah, I mean, he had Blink as well there, but he just did not know where
Immersion.
was.
They see him. They dust it up. They want to clean him up. The winner's curse coming out. Immersion refusing to die.
ELTV coming
But no,
in.
he can't blink away. LTW trying to move across. Koiva needs to get off the high ground right now. It's not safe there. Boxy blinking aggressively to ensure they don't pursue. But he may pay a price. He's there coming out. BZZ moving across the Infernal Place. Needs to run. Needs to hide. The stomp means the whole team couldn't pursue. But it's just... This is smart from Espada. They're keeping the constant pressure up despite being one man down, which means Alliance can't capitalize on the lack of presence from Nyx.
Yeah, that's true. But Alliance did get out of those shackles that kept them on their high ground though. They are kind of moving out, so they aren't venturing too far away. They aren't still brave enough.
They see Nyx. Boxy. Oh no, the full stuff! He couldn't get the Primal Roar off in time. I mean, some people, people often talk about Doom and how long the cast animation is for that. People don't often talk about how long the Primal Roar animation is. Multiple times he's been foiled by that.
Yeah, well, we have the BKB on Gyro. That's something, I suppose.
Pinker. Pings come out. They know about him. Immersion's hit. Oh, no, he blinks. Blinking forward. Immersion.
Again,
you can't see him.
Nice.
And Koifa, that was a lot closer than he would have liked.
Still very well played by Koifa. Oh, top lane Boxy. He's gonna set up something. They see ELTW moving in because of this ward. So they know.
Can he do something? Tick is on his way in now. He's going to TP behind them.
They can catch Pugna. They can catch Pugna. With this...
It's got the Aeon Disc. It might buy enough time for response because they've got the Witness Curse available. The Aeon Disc gets popped. Nyx needs to retreat right now.
Wyvern is so close though.
He feels so confident because of it. Boxy jumps in. Primal Roar out. Immersion's going to fall. They decide, you know what? Instead of worrying about the counter initiation, just get rid of the counter initiation first.
Doom is coming in though. Doom is coming.
Boxy's may have made a mistake here. BZZ. He hasn't got the blink for 10 seconds. Boxy should get away with this. He's got TP available. Just take the opportunity to get out right now. And look at LTW. He's like, you know what, guys? I've had enough of this. I've got this Aegis. I want to get some use. Let's hit this high ground. And he's already forced the glyph.
He's done messing around, definitely.
I mean, look how hard he hits now. Can you blame him?
This Tinker needs to be there. He has to start lasering the Luna.
Oh no, the Aegis is got claimed. He needs to get out right now. He should be able to move. But, I mean, they responded correctly. He has hit that 350 mark. He's pretty concerned now.
He's being hunted again.
Boxy
does not have his blink. Boxy should be fine. He's fine.
He's skirting around them nicely so far.
For this Aegis, the only thing that they got is more farming time, and they got this one high ground tower, this one tier 3 on top. But this tier 3 on top is going to allow them to take down shrines. So that's sort of a big deal.
They might find Mike as well. They're moving in.
Oh, the pause!
The timing for a pause.
Quite
He's crashed at the most opportune of time. It's not really going to change much, or is it? Gyro does have the BKB.
That's crashed. It's Mick that's crashed. Yeah, the ensnare is flying in. So the problem is, if he BKBs right now,
then he's gonna get rooted. But if he waits, he's gonna get doomed.
If he waits, there is time for that doom to be channeled. So perhaps he has time. I mean, this is a perfect pause for him because he can now think about this, right? Like it's.
I would take 2 minutes to reflect. I mean, on the positive side, they did just deward, so they might lose time. They might not be able to get the doom off. I think he has to try for the BKB here. They're gonna be worried though because, I mean, where is Immersion's pretty far away. He has got the blink available.
Use the rock as well. So if he uses the BKB, and they can use the defensive rock, and he should be able to survive this actually.
They might even be able to
have drums.
I wonder if they can fight it. If Koifa gets in time, I think they could actually fight this around the shrine, especially if you get the BKB off beforehand. The worry is if Immersion gets a good Winter's Curse.
No, I don't think you fight this. It's very hard. It's super hard if you're Alliance to fight this.
True, I mean, with that Satanic on LTW.
Yeah, but Doom is gonna come out anyway on the Gyro most likely. And this rock from Alliance is gonna be used defensively in order to save this Gyro. And if you use it defensively, then you don't have any sort of I mean, you still have the roar, but you can't kill Luna in the roar itself, I think.
It's a case of you stun them up for maybe a second. Maybe that allows Quikford to complete his teleport, but then he can't stand anywhere close by because RTW is on his way across.
Yeah, maybe they do something amazing and they fight and they win this fight, but it's very hard. I'd be amazed.
They're ready. Let's find out what they're going to do. It's
going to be fun.
All right, going to come out. Oh, he gets the BKB. No, BZZ can't get the Doom. They don't even need to use the rock.
Not even the rock, all right?
It's that tree, that pesky tree. It deceives you on what you can or can't see.
That's actually great. Yeah, they don't have our top vision.
They don't have God vision. I mean, that's what I was saying. Like, the important part is you could see it. They were dewarding the vision that Espada had at that very moment they'd completed it. If that vision was up for half a second longer, you're guaranteed doom. And yeah, Tiger outside his base. Life drain comes out. It's going to be close. Not close enough. BZZ can't get across for the ensnare in time.
Doesn't get him.
But RTW... Oh, wait. This is smart. They're drawing a lot of attention to the top. If Alliance... No. Does RTW go in? He doesn't want to. Mike? Cooldown coming out. They found Boxy. They need to defend in the Hex as well. But there's the Primal Roar out. Doom can't do much, but the Cold Embrace is going to protect.
Oh, the
Spitter through. Not doing enough. Immersion in the backfield. Almost dead. And the Fatal Bond's doing so much work here. If Tika gets a few more rockets, they might all fall. There's another one falling. Immersion's down. BZZ needs to retreat. RTW doesn't want to stand and fight anymore. They did steal this Boxy, though. But Fatal Bonds plus Tinker. Man. Talk to me about it.
Actually, Fatal Bonds, Tinker, and Beastmaster. It's not only the Fatal Bonds, it's the fact that he always has vision because of that Hawk. And he has a way of porting in. Look at this. He's going in. Maybe not. This time maybe not.
A little bit overly brave, shall we say.
Shadow Amulet was used on Misha, and that would have been too much, definitely. But this Tinker has Etrolance, has Hex. They have ways of taking these fights now. And they have ways of getting out of their base as well. Like, we talked about many combos, but we never really mentioned the power of Beastmaster plus Tinker. The Hawks giving you a way of easily porting to any place on the map, especially safe places during the team fight. They allow this hero to do a lot more. And long time ago, it was one of the worst combos because the Hawks were invisible. But right now, it's just as bad, but you can kind of deal with it because you see the Hawk at least.
You mean one like the best by worst, just to clarify for people. He doesn't mean it's terrible. LTW, Primal Roar coming out. He got caught alone here. The Hex as well. He's not going to get a chance to use the BKB. And he just gets perma-stunned up. It's going to be close. They need the game again. They'll get the Hex. Now the Doom coming out on the Tinker. Quikford needs to be careful. They're going to use the Glimmer Cape trying to protect, but there's the rock being dropped. The Winner's Curse in return, but it's on the Mike, which means that no one's going to die here on Alliance so far, but maybe still Quikford. He's going to get low. He will take out the cast to ensure BZZ chasing through. The Death Wall coming down. Boxy getting low because the Maledict needs to run away. It's going to be close. The Glimmer Cape should protect, and now Nyx just chasing for Mike. He wants more. The Stomp, Nyx doesn't even have to care. This is the long BKB. This is his time to rule. But the Force Staff not hitting the mark. Mike, he didn't get down to the low ground. No, he's going to die off the ensnare, holding him in place. He'll fall. And suddenly, yes, you lose your Luna, but you get rid of the Tinker. You might be able to force some buybacks here. Nyx doesn't have much mana to work with, but it's enough to frustrate Alliance. There we go, wow, Mike straight away. You can't risk it. Like, you can't risk it against this Pugna.
Buybacks instantly. Can't risk. I mean, it was... In all honesty, maybe... I don't know. Pugna didn't have a lot of mana, as you noticed. He could have thrown maybe 2 or 3 blasts there. So it's very interesting that he felt so pressured to buy back instantly. I didn't see it, in all honesty. Because you have this Elder Titan, and he can use multiple Echo Stomps, and then you have the Beastmaster spamming axes as well. So maybe a bit too premature, too fast with that buyback. He should have maybe waited just a bit to see, a tad bit to see where this Pugna is going to go. As it was hard for them to force those buybacks. It was definitely possible though, so yeah.
It's kind of a case of like they felt someone was going to have to buy back. Quikford is worth so much to them right now, whereas Mika's is pretty, it's like if it's on cooldown, he's still farming, for crying out loud. He's going for an Ags, he's almost got it, but it's the result of going for this BKB and not really being able to fight in a direct way.
He definitely, he's had an impact in this game because of that BKB, but his impact is being diminished also because of that BKB, as he has no way of farming safely. Witch Doctor on
Immersion.
Top, they found him.
Gone aggressive on the Tiger, the Winner's Curse coming out, and as that Witch Doctor in the top lane, the Primal Roar coming out, Bossy going for this. And Tinker will arrive as well, Misha. Oh, he dodges the ensnare with the Glimmer Cape. Actually, they just TP out. They've had enough in the bot lane. Looks like they might be forced to fight here. Tiger, the Winner's Curse held in place long enough. He's going to die. They do manage to get Quake for out. And he was trying to get into return to kill into Misha. Misha just needs to maybe retreat from here. Or does he? Things come out. Does. Mistakes made. Misha's been hexed up. They know where he is. Quickfoot will be able to just find and eliminate him now. Fatal error right there. And Luna come across. LTW. Can he find this? They ping out, but he's too far away. We'll be able to get out. And it looks like this Robo voices again. Just going to reconnect.
Yeah, it's fine. It's
okay,
fine.
good.
It's fine. We good. We good.
It didn't miss much.
So
We got back just in time for Roche.
that's cheese for them too. This is a big rush. And Alliance is so far. They do send this courier out to scout it, I suppose. Or maybe this courier is on a buying mission. Because they're too
From
afraid
the shop.
Yeah.
This is next
Usually
level.
It's not so like it's an old trick. Basically, when you are pressured so hard, usually you send the courier around the map and into their shop. But right now they aren't pressured that hard. Like they even have a board on their shop. So
No, don't run it, Liz. It's next level.
the next level play.
The next level
Alliance.
play coming from Alliance. They managed to pick up that point booster for Mike, and he now has his Ags. But guess what? LTW now has an Aegis, which is slightly more problematic.
They were using that the same year they won the TI. So next level play, not so next level.
Wait, they didn't get to TI though, so it can't happen this year. Ugh, that's problematic. But more problematic is what's about to happen. They're ready to push on the side of Espada. They can't wait too long. This Tinker's becoming more and more frustrating as time goes by.
Have the cheese and that. No.
There you go. They hex up LTW. Motion jumping deep. The own disc as well. And the Winner's Curse coming out of the Quake Fight. Just to control him. But the BKB from Mike. Looking to fight. BCC needs to move away. LTW activates his own BKB. And Mike, he looks like he's going to fall. The Glaive's bouncing. Boxy's going to fall as well. They'll hit onto the racks as well. And Quake Fight trying to move close. Needs to be careful here. He's down to half HP already. And LTW wants more objectives. Going for the tier 3 in the mid. The buyback on Boxy straight out. But can they get LTW out? They're going to start stunning up with those heat-seeking missiles. They decide to back off. Boxy's buyback is enough for them right now. Plus those racks.
Right now, I'm fairly certain they're just gonna.
They just wait for BKBs.
Yeah, and go again. That's all they need. This Tinker is hard to deal with, but not impossible any longer. Oh,
Nix, he's hunting. And Quake is not here. LTW can just hit the buildings. Jumps in, Hex comes out, doing a lot of damage to the Doom on the back foot, catching on the Quaker. Now LTW go to work on the Taz again. The Prime Roll coming out and return to BCG and the Earth Split as well. It should get him low. The Cold Embrace plus the Glimmer Cave means he's going to heal up the field. LTW, the Satanic Out, and Foxy getting low. They drop the rock, but they've got no follow-up right now. And suddenly, the Tier 4 is being hit by the Glaives as well. They'll stomp onto LTW to buy more time. They'll just turn around and now start hitting on the racks. And there's not much Quickfoot can do here. Going to try and slow it down. It's frustrating to deal with, but LTW, the Glaives, they get rid of Nyx, but LTW just doesn't stop. It's worth it to them just so they can get another set.
Oh, these Glaives just bouncing around everywhere,
It's insane. Man. It's like, you saw it, you get, again, Insanely almost died to that. The Winner's Curse on the back foot, though. Immersion, this is overly brave. The Sentry comes down, he gets hexed up, chased through, they'll find the kill on him, but you've now lost 2 lanes. And all you get for it is, yes, you get the Nyx, but your second kill is an Immersion. It's...
Yeah, this is what we worried about, that this Tinker is going to come online way too late. And honestly, he didn't come online late. The fact of the matter is he got his items fairly fast, but this team, this draft from Espada just comes online so fast that they are there hitting your buildings even sooner. So it's very hard to react to that.
I think it's
gyro?
Yeah, the gyro. Like that's
the gyro. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to complete it with this. Like, let's round it up. Like, this gyro isn't doing a lot. Like, let's not fool ourselves. This Winter Wyvern, he has the same net worth as this gyro. Like, a second ago, he had even more. So
we worried about him at the start, though. We kind of criticized this in the draft. It's just gyro is not this type of hero anymore.
We did. Like, we're master drafters, man.
He actually might die. PCC, he can blink forward for this.
Yeah, but instead...
Oh no, Quaker! Hex out in time. Eclipse comes out with LTW. Trying to chase through the 4-star away to get Quaker clear. Means he should be fine here. LTW going to be hexed up as well. They need to be careful. They've got the Prime Roar available going on the back foot. Meech's going to get hit by it. They'll turn around and kill him off. And now LTW will even get a chance. The BKB comes out finally. And he'll look to fight. Mike doesn't do really that much damage. But BCZ might fall nonetheless. The Crimskull is protecting decently in the meantime. But LTW, can he get this kill? He needs to be quick. The Hex coming out. The BKB not lasting long enough. And suddenly, Mike, he might live. Phantom try and dodge. Hexed again. He's still got this Aegis, though. Mike gets away on Belly and he hit. No,
Nyx survives.
Oh, he dodges him out. Nyx doesn't find him. The Winner's Curse coming out means Boxy might fall anyway. They got the Stomp available, and it's going to be too late. They drop a gem as well. They do at least get Mike out, but guess what?
I mean,
LTW is ready to continue pushing.
You fought without Nyx there. That's why they... Oh?
They're going to hex him up. He's still got that Aegis, though.
Yeah. The problem is they fought without Nyx. They were super aggressive, standing there on high ground. And Alliance realized that and went on them. And it was still very hard for Alliance to take anything away from that fight. So
I mean, to Gyro's credit, like, he was taking a lot of that, like, a lot of hits, but it was barely
actually, he did so much. Like, he did a ton that fight. He created so much chaos, standing in front, forcing them to hit him, soaking up a lot of damage while also doing work with his Aghanims and BKB. So overall, yeah, very well played. Plus, he survived. He didn't die that fight. So
LCW, he's got Moonshot. Let's go in. He just wants to pop that Aegis. Merch just went on the side. That's why they didn't want to commit too hard. Sani and Mike are a little bit too close together. They want to be careful. Time for Glaive to start bouncing. LTW is going to work. BKB comes out, and suddenly Mike, he's down to half HP already. Needs to back up here.
Run, Mike.
Run! Not towards him. The Aegis gets reclaimed. LTW will be fine, though. And Immersion, he might be left behind. He's got the Winner's Curse spell. Mike getting low on HP himself. Needs to be careful. The Hex does come up. Immersion's fine. Kept alive by Nyx thanks to the life drain. Boxy's pinging out. LTW's asleep. Can they do anything here, though? Behind to move away. The Primal Roar drags him down in the Earth Slitter, but he's so damn tanky with the Crimson Guard as well. But there's the failed bond to the Rock. It does get dropped. Doom in a lot of trouble. The Hex coming out. The Winner's Curse in return on Insane, but it's not good enough. They're moving forward, looking for more. LTW hexed up. The BKB from Mike. Nice cold embrace to save some time, but LTW hidden by the Glimmer Cape. There's the Eclipse coming out. He jumps straight in. Insane should fall here. Regardless, the Rock does get dropped again. LTW going to heal up with the Satanic. But up Boxy. No, he's fine. The Hex coming out. The cold embrace again, but it's not good enough this time. You did at least get Megas, but you may have overstayed your welcome. And Nyx is last man standing. Maybe not for long. Quick for chasing. Doesn't have much mana left to work with. And Nyx going straight for the ballsy TP in front of them. The axe is through way too late. He missed. Oh, no. So close, but Nyx will be the sole survivor, and he will report back to his people. The Alliance are not to be messed with. Let the creeps do the work.
Yeah, he's gonna go back victorious, though. Taking away Alliance's banner back to his homeland. I mean, overall, yeah, you're playing versus Megas, but it could be worse. I mean, it's hard for it to be worse, but at least you have a Tinker and a Gyro. If you can name two heroes that are good against Megas, these two are like up there, right, on top of the list of dealing versus Megas. So, yeah, you have that going for you. And we have...
Nyx got found by Koifa. He gets the BKB out. Koifa can't move away. No! That is a huge error by Koifa. And a long time on the sideline. He has got buyback available.
Then if you want to deal versus Megas, you need to be alive. That's true.
It's like you're just saying how great these heroes are against Megas. Not so much when they're respawning.
Yeah, if you're dead, you can't really deal versus them.
That was all up to Mike. Problem is they're already pushing in. He might be forced to use that buyback sooner than he'd like.
Mike. Time to shine, bro.
This is your comeback opportunity. Don't fail us. Tiger. Might want to be careful here. Buyback force. Moving forward, Primal Roar comes out. They'll find Misha. And they should be able to clean him up quite easily. The Hex as well and return on Immersion. Held up, they own this to try and protect the Glimmer Cape as well, but they still see him chasing them. BK with the BKB, looking for the kill on Immersion. No, they get the Winner's Curse out in time, and Immersion's going to stay alive with the Cold Embrace, and now the Death Ward in return. They're looking at Boxy first, LTW on top of them. Boxy, he tries the opportunity, he won't be able to get it, and they lose Mike as well. And he has no buyback veil. This is going to be huge. This is going to be the end right now. BCC going so deep, forcing them into their fountain. And suddenly to the tier 4's LTW goes. Still got the BKB veil, we'll throw it out, and it's going to be game. Alliance trying to buy time with the glyph, but they move forward. Koifa in a little bit of trouble, getting low himself. Needs to go back to the fountain with the BKB. But it looks like that's going to be the end of the game. The Eclipse by LTW just to make sure no one comes close. They'll take the throne, and they take game 1 of this best of 3. This is like, well, what can you say? Tinker,
my analysis ends with Whelp. No, honestly, the last best of 3 and this the last series, both of those games and this game completely different. Like here, we have a performance of skill, and like these two teams, they drafted. They had ways of winning, both of these teams, and I really like that. Like the Gyro was kind of a hindering factor. Like Gyro, man, like that hero. We talked about this. We don't feel that this hero is really as strong as he used to be. Like, it takes so much for him to come online. Then takes so much for him to do a lot in these team fights. You buy the tags and BKB, but then you fall off. You don't farm and you just don't do enough. It was all on this Tinker. But overall, I felt that maybe if that Gyro had a better laning stage, which is very hard for a Gyro to have, they would have done better. While in the Win and Reign, in their series, it was we could have kind of anticipated the way the game would have went because of the outdrafts. But here, it's like the teams have been drafting in a similar way, but Espada played on their strengths, went for that fast tempo pushes with a blast from Pugna, just took over the map, and from that point onwards, it was very hard for Alliance to do anything. They tried. They put up a fight. They ported on those Hawks from Beastmaster. They were getting pickoffs. They were holding their high ground. They had very good fights, but in the end, they just couldn't take it. They were too far behind on this gyrocopter.
Well, in the end, like, hey, Win probably saw them have a chance, and I think we saw that clearly. We felt like that game didn't feel over. Like, even Mega Creeps is hard, but like you said, they have the right heroes. But that mistake by Quickfire, just going deep, trying to find some towers, feeling frustrated that he couldn't get out of his base, and suddenly the turnaround as a result of that.
Indeed.
And you know, don't worry though, for this. Right, we wanted a best of 3. We still get a chance.
Games. We have more games, definitely.
So
I'm hyped. I'm hyped for my boy Mika.
Right, Mika. Let's see you get a playmaker get next game. That's what we'd like to see. Maybe some Morphling. Like, he's been pretty. There's been a lot of notoriety about this guy with Morphling. Maybe we'll see that. Well, we'll find out in a few minutes, guys. Gonna go to a break, and then we'll be back with Game 2 between Espada and Alliance. Stay tuned.